Welcome or welcome back, whatever brings you here. Let me clean up the screen for you and then we will take attendance. Hopefully the sound and picture is good. If somebody wants to let me know, I had to set up everything. Just arrived last night, so still adjusting, but I'm so glad to be back here with all of you. So let me introduce myself for anybody new here. Hi, I am Maggie, your substitute teacher. Welcome to another Maggie travel adventure. A couple of you have asked me to review some of my past travels, and I didn't think, I don't know, y'all, it's just interesting how the stuff that I didn't think anybody would care about, you all seem to care about. Um, but yes, uh, sorry, y'all. I'm still a little bit jet lagged, but I wanted to do this for you. So, Maggie, the substitute teacher. Usually, I have a struggle cooking class, and I will be back in the kitchen tomorrow. Um, hey, Garrett, I'm fine. Everything is great. So, I just landed back from Greece. I was gone for what was it, 9 days. So, if you all were following along, I've been updating you on my travels, and the cooking class turned into like dining documentaries, which means when I'm not in the kitchen cooking for you, then I like to share with you all what I'm eating because clearly I'm eating. And then that could be somewhere local, or if I'm gallivanting about, then it also can be wherever I am. So we did several dining documentaries for Greek food, and a couple of you all asked about Ghana. So I actually was born in Ghana, but came to the US when I was one. So I've grown up here in the South. So I like to say I'm a true African American. But I did go back as a tourist because I wanted to explore all of the things about my beautiful homeland, through my own eyes. I went back once with my parents, but it was a different kind of trip because I wanted to see the sights and all of those things. And my parents were like, "Oh, Maggie, that's for the tourists." So we spent time with family, which is great. But I'm going to tell you all about it as much as I can, and just bring you up to speed. So we're going to take attendance, and then I will just get started. All right, everyone. So thank you all so much for being here. Let's see who we have over here on Instagram. We have Tesha, we have Justin, we have Garrett. Hello. I see you all saying that the volume is low. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could turn it up a little bit, but let me see. Let me know if that's any better. G Code is here. We have Tesha. Thank you for the heart and the smile. We have Haja. She says, "Thank you. You're most welcome, my dear." We have Dorset and we have Kenneth. Thank you all so much for being here. If those of you on Instagram want to, you can join MaggieTheSubstituteTeacher.com. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. All right. I am going to be sharing my screen, so if you all want to come over, you can have the full experience. All right. So let's see who we have over here. We have feed retention first in class today, coming in with a cup of coffee and the watching eyes and bringing me flowers. Thank you so much for the flowers. I appreciate those as always. Let's see who else do we have here. We have Christina. Christina, check your Facebook inbox. I sent you something I'd like for you to make a decision on. Inbox me your address. I have a little something for you. Hello, everybody coming in. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here, Christina. I'm sure you're cooking something good. I'm fasting today, y'all. I'm drinking some chicken broth. And of course, I'll have my Walmart water. We have Tracy in the house. She says, "Hey, everyone. Hello, my dear." We have Rasta Safari. Hey, she says, "Hey, love. God bless my heart." Thank you so much. My first time seeing you here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We have Sheila. Sheila says, "Hello, beautiful. How are you doing?" I'm doing well. I was in the plane for like 8.5 hours, maybe 9.5 hours. So a little bit jet lagged and a little bit, I don't know, sneezy, but I'm fine. I feel good. Thank you. And Christina says, welcome home. Yes, I'm so glad to be home. Thank you. We have Michael Wendy. I don't know if I've seen you before. Hello, my dear. Thank you for being here. And Shantia says, hello, everyone. All right, thank you. So, if you would like to be counted present in this travel class, feel free to announce yourself. If you prefer to watch from the clouds, this is going to be story time. You are most welcome here. As always, we are the happy, wholesome, family friendly side of YouTube and everything else. Okay, so sit back and relax and let me tell you about this trip. So I am a huge fan of traveling with the travel groups. You all, if you saw any of my posts for Greece, I've been doing this for years. I think all the way back to like 2015, maybe earlier than that. And there are tour companies all over that have certain destinations that they basically have a set price and it's pretty much all inclusive. And then they take you around as part of a group. I love it because I want to see the world. Y'all know I'm a small town girl with big dreams. I want to see the world and I want to take you with me. But it is nice to travel alone together. So, in essence, you can plan as far out as you want to, or as short term as you want to, depending on the destination, depending on the duration. You can pay, anywhere from $2,000 up. And what I love about it is I always plan these a couple of years in advance. So let's say it's $2,400 to make the math easy. In 24 months, let's say you pay $100 a month, and then by the time you're done paying it off, it's time for you to go on your trip. So that is how I have traveled to a different country every year. So last year, if you all were with me, I traveled to Italy. It was incredible. I just came back from Greece yesterday. Next year, I'm going to be in Egypt, so you all will be able to see all of my adventures in Egypt. And then 2025, they've announced China. So I've already got the next couple years planned out. If anybody's interested, I can drop the link. None of this stuff is sponsored. I'm just letting you all know what I do. And there's several countries that I've been to before I started my YouTube channel. So if you all like this type of content, I have been to Australia. Of course, I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Hawaii. I know that's part of the US, but still. I've been to Switzerland. I've been to Italy. I've been to France. I've been to South Africa. I've been to Germany. So if you all like this and you want me to continue to do these type of travel streams and take you with me, I am happy to. Just let me know. Hello, everybody coming in here. We have Cafe Es Bueno checking in, present in class. Thank you. Oh, that's right, Christina, I forgot. And I'm going to the Bahamas soon, so update on that, you all. Did I update the ticker? Thank you so much for reminding me. We are having a Maggie meetup. We have one room left in order to get our private room. So thank you for that, Christina. Now that you all have seen how I travel, I document everything and I'm going to be sharing everything with you. We are having a Maggie meetup on the high seas. So if you all would like to cruise with me in November, we are cruising Royal Caribbean out of Orlando, going to the Bahamas. I'll be celebrating my birthday on the cruise. We have a travel agent who's planning everything. The link is in the description. It's $200 to reserve your room, and then you pay the balance by September, however you want to do it, and we cruise in November. You can do as much as you want or nothing at all with me. I will plan one event. It's a 5-day cruise. I do want to do like a meet and greet Q&A, whatever y'all want to do, cake and coffee. I'll be bringing some gifts since I'll be celebrating my birthday. Um, Y'all already know I'll be at a different restaurant every night and probably on the dance floor or karaoke. So Everybody's welcome. Whoever wants to come, you can come alone. You can bring your significant other. You could bring the kiddos. It's totally up to you. So just wanted to share that with you all. So thank you, Christina, for the reminder, and the link is in the description. All right, so let's see who else we have here. We have Enoch Heavens now says, I'm going next year. You've heard it's beautiful out there. Yes, Ghana is incredibly beautiful. And I have lots of pictures and videos for you all. We'll see how much of it we get through. But I just want to show you all kind of my approach and what I've been doing. I've been kind of doing this blog thing for a while before my cooking channel started. We've got Wanna Be Natural, and she says, hi, hello, my dear. Christina said we had a great laugh with Maggie while in Greece in the hotel. Oh my gosh, was it the cat fight? If y'all don't know, go check out my reels or my stories and look for the blue one. That's all I'll say. But yeah, we had a great time. Okay, so Ghana. Ghana is a country in West Africa, beautiful country. I'm so incredibly proud. If you all know my family, my whole family is from Ghana. And like I said, I had been with my family, but I did have a regret that I didn't get to see it through, a new person's eyes. I kind of saw it as someone who maybe already had those first experiences because I went with my parents. So, how did this all begin? Um, One of my former nail techs actually had mentioned that she was planning a trip to Ghana, and I was like, Ghana, really? Tell me more about this. And secretly, I was like, how in the world am I going to let an American go to my home country? And I haven't even been there in a while. But in 2019, there was something called the Year of Return. And it was a year long, um, I don't know the right word for it, campaign, if you will, from Ghana, because it was 400 years since the first slave ship arrived in the U.S. So in 1619, and we all know the history of the slave trade, but the first ships from West Africa, including Ghanaians, landed in the U.S. in 1619. So in 2019, that was 400 years since that event. Thank you for the likes, you all. And so Ghana, smartly and kind of shrewdly, decided to commemorate the 400 year anniversary, if you will, with something called the Year of Return. Now, I tread lightly here because, even though I'm an American, being Ghanaian born, I don't have the DOS or the descendant of slave more common African American experience. So there's a lot that I have to learn as well because that's not, my parents came here for education. So I don't have a lot of the life experience that has been passed down. So I was very curious about this and started reading and learning as much as I possibly could. And so what Ghana wanted to do is to welcome back descendants of slaves throughout the entire diaspora, welcome them back to Ghana so that African Americans could feel a sense of home and a sense of belonging. And I think that's beautiful. Not only is it, fiscally smart, but it's actually a wonderful gesture. So for the whole of 2019, there were um, travel excursions, if you will. There were initiatives that African Americans could buy and invest in property if they wanted to in Ghana. In addition to that, excuse me, in addition to that, Ghana was making it very easy for African Americans to have dual citizenship. I should have brought it, but I actually have a Ghana passport and a US passport. So the whole of 2019, there was this campaign called the Year of Return. So welcoming anyone African American back to return to Ghana. So the end of the year in December, it culminated with this huge concert in Accra, which is the capital city, and it was called Afrochella. And if you all are Beyonce fans, you know of the Beyonce, well, it wasn't even a Beyonce concert, but you all have probably heard of the outdoor festival that Beyonce performed at a few years ago called Coachella. And it is like a multi-day concert festival, hello cigars, um, where different artists would perform. And it was a way to kind of bring people together and enjoy. So a spin-off of Coachella, they had Afrochella, which was a lot of popular West African and Ghanaian music artists put on this concert. Okay, so all that to say, so many African Americans in 2019 decided to take advantage of this opportunity to go to Ghana. Being on the west coast of Africa, a lot of African Americans today probably have some DNA from my home country. And so it was a way for them to get to know more. Hello, everyone coming in. Forgive me. For them to know more about where they came from. So when I heard that my nail tech was putting together this trip, I was like, it's like with the kids. Well, shoot, I want to go. I know I'm from Ghana, but still, I want to go. So I decided to book a travel group separately. I didn't go with the trip she was planning because I really like the travel group experience again, where I pay one price, everything is included. Literally, I just have to meet up at the airport and they take care of everything. I consider it like adult daycare. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you all. Hello, Kia. She says, hello, Maggie class. I hope y'all are good. I'm good. Still have a little bit of raspiness, so forgive me. I do have my Walmart water here. I need to grab my glass. Okay, so my YouTube cooking channel is about a year and a half old. So you all have seen me travel during that time and tell you about my travels in a live stream. However, before my YouTube channel, I used to write all of my adventures and post it on Facebook. And it's still up there today. I would take pictures and video and I would kind of summarize day by day. This is what we did on day one, day two, day three. And people would make comments about, my pictures and my storytelling, and, people seemed to like it. But I didn't know anything about this YouTube space. So now I'm basically going to retell what I wrote. So let me show you all what I'm talking about. Hello, Selena. My first time seeing you here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Linda says, good evening. I hope you're rested from your trip. I've been up since 2 in the morning, y'all. Greece is 7 hours ahead, so it's going to take me a couple days. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Turn my down a little bit, y'all. All right. So let's see. When I would travel, I would blog about it, and then when I would come back, people would ask so many questions about it. I put together a Google Doc, and I'm going to show you all the Google Doc that I put together. Then we're going to click into some of it. All right, so let's see here. If I make this a little bit bigger. All right, so back in 2019, like I shared with you all, I dug this out for you. Maggie's travel blog, Ghana and Afrochella in December 2019. So what's so fascinating about this is, this was the year before, what, the world changed. And I went, it was, we'll look at the details, but it was it was after Christmas. So I think it was like December 26th, and then celebrating the new year. So I came back, I think January 2nd or January 3rd, 2020. All right. So let's see. I just found this and I'm going back through it with you all. So this is going to be fun for me as well. And anybody on Instagram, you're welcome to come over to MaggieTheSubstituteTeacher.com. All right, so I will play this movie summary. Let's take a look at this. So I'll just go through the document and then we're going to click on these links. But basically, I put this together that way. When I came back, people who had questions about my trip, I would just send them this Google Doc so they could look at everything. So I had put some of my pictures and video into a movie. I'll play this for you all. It's a minute and a half long. Then all of my Google Photos and videos, we're going to click through this and I'll walk you all through what you can see there. 2019, the year of the return. So this was a link to what I just explained to you all because a lot of people, did not know about the year of return and the reason why Ghana had this year of campaign and festivals and all of the stuff. So I put a link there that way people could learn about it. And then also there was a documentary called The 1619 Project. And I know some of this stuff has been controversial. You all know on my channel, everything we do is happy, wholesome, and family friendly. So I'm just sharing with you my personal experience. I don't try to convince anybody of anything. But there was a documentary called the 1619 Project that kind of recounted um, the African American experience from the first slave ships coming in 1619 to the reason why the year of return in 2019, the 400 years for that celebration. So just in case people wanted to know about it, I put those links there so they can learn about it themselves. Okay, I put all of this in my Google Doc. Hello, Shirley. Thank you so much for being here. Beautiful flowers. All right, so what else did I have? So I'm going to show you all an example here. This is my recap. And each one of these, I'll click on one of these so you all can see travel highlights. So these are all of the posts that I made. So I made 13 different posts on Facebook. And then I linked to each of them here so people could see what I was talking about. So let me click on the first one here. Let's see what pulls up. Let's see if it's going to share with you all. Is it sharing my screen? No, it's opening up in another tab. All right, so I'm going to show you all an example. All right, so let's go to another tab. So each of those was a link. So I'll show you all what I was doing before I started this YouTube channel. All right, so this is me at the airport, Washington Dulles Airport. You can see, yep, December 26, 2019. So I'll read it, but you all can see here, I just took some pictures and then all the comments. What did I say? As I prepare to board this overnight flight with 50 plus strangers who booked the same tour as me, I am thinking of so many things. I was born in Ghana to traditional African parents who came to America for education. I was only one and grew up in very diametrically opposed cultures. All of that made me who I am, but I wanted to see my home country myself. It's not the same with family. I've waited a very long time. I try to take 2 vacations a year, one with the kids and one without. It's a beautiful way to slow down and focus on who you are, not the mother, daughter, ex-wife, sister, or employee. I love all of those roles, but this one is for me. When we came to Ghana as a family, there wasn't time to visit the tourist spots. It was a disappointment. With 2019 being the year of return, please Google it, there is so much more Ghana is offering the diaspora. Although I am not a descendant of slaves, I am very American. I plan to immerse myself in all the cultural experiences, see the slave castles, visit the Ashanti kingdom, and walk the rainforest. I want to begin telling my own story for me. So here we go on another adventure. Life is short and we all work so hard. Whatever is your passion, find your own way to live life to the fullest. And on that post, I'm at the gate getting ready to go to Ghana. All right, so you all can see, even before my YouTube channel, Maggie's always been, I guess, a little bit of a storyteller. Aw, thank you, T. I'm glad you appreciate it. So before my YouTube channel, each of those links was a Facebook post because that's what I did because I'm old, right? I'm on Facebook. So I would take pictures and then I would sit and kind of summarize it. All right. So I'm not going to walk you guys through all of them, but I'm just showing you the document that I put together. That way, like even now, if someone said, oh, tell me about your Ghana trip, I have everything in a Google Doc. And if you all like this, I've done the same for South Africa and different places that I've been because I like to create memories for myself and for others as well. All right, so let's go back to my Google Doc, hoping this is making sense. All right, so let me go back to the other tab, y'all. All right, so you can see each of these. Preparing to board was the first one you all just saw. Then I documented me arriving. Welcome to Accra. Continent Tours is the travel group that I use. I'll tell you all about that. I made a post about my hotel accommodations. I made a post about my first day in Ghana. Afrochella, which is the concert that we went to. Welcome to Wakanda. I actually went to I think it was a chief ceremony. It was beautiful. Made a post about Ghana as a developing country. We celebrated New Year on the beach with fireworks. It was incredible. I did visit the slave dungeons, so I need to make a post about that. We did some nature stuff too. Went to a national park where I walked like the tree, what is it called? Like the tree bridges, saying final farewell to everyone, and then coming back home. So each one of those links is its own Facebook post. So in summary, I said, overall, this was an amazing experience for me as an American raised yet Ghanaian born. I highly recommend you go see for yourself. Okay, so this was another 9-day tour. This was another 9-day tour, just like the one I came back from in Greece and traveled with 50 people. So let me explain something kind of quickly, and I'm going to show you all the tour page. Hello, Miss Strong. We've missed you. So good to see you. Christina says that's awesome. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, so the way these travel groups work, you can take a whole group yourself. Like I just came from Greece, there were 16 of us that went. Or, like I always say, it's a great way to travel alone together. So I wanted to go to Ghana for myself, by myself, but as a single woman, I didn't want to just be alone. So the travel groups are a great way. You can book as a single, and the way that it works is you pick the tour that you want, and then they give you your itinerary. And if you do the option that includes flights, which is what I do, they have an airport that everybody meets at, and your tour director meets you at the airport. And when you land, you get on the bus and you do everything as a group. And I like that because one, I'm with a group of people, you get to know them. I made some really good friends on this tour. And two, um, the way I call it adult daycare, I don't really have to like plan, well, do I want to go to this museum and do I need to do this and how far in advance do I need to buy tickets? All of that is handled. You pay the one price and you just arrive. This tour took us multiple places in Ghana. So just like the Greece tour, 2 or 3 days here, 2 or 3 days there in the northern region. And I'm going to show you all of it. So I am going to pull up the page first so you all can see this Palace Travel. So I'm going to click on this link, and the tour that I went on is gone, but I'm going to show you all the page. Okay, it opens up in another tab, so let me show you all. So whatever destination you are interested in, I am sure there is a tour to that destination. So I picked this one because of the timing, because it was rated really well. Had to go over everything with my man, make sure he was on board with me going across the world. But really good reviews, really good service. So this is the one that I chose. And again, none of this stuff is sponsored. I'm just sharing with you all what I did. Okay, so let's take a look at the tours and then we'll look at my experience. So let me share my screen on this other tab. Okay, so the name of the company that I traveled with is Palace Travel. So I literally just Googled Ghana tours. Several companies came up, and this is the one I wanted to go with. So Palace Travel, and I'll just drop this link in the chat so you all can look at it if anybody's interested in this. And I should have messaged Richard. I still am in touch with my tour director. Okay, so you can see here I'm going to go here to Africa tours and then I'll come to Ghana just so you all can see. So Palace Travel is a company, I can't remember where they're out of, but they specialize in African and Middle Eastern tours, which is great if you want to see Egypt, if you want to see different places in the Middle East, Africa. There are different tour companies. Some are specific to a certain region, some have tours all over the world. So you pick the one that works for you. So when you look at Palace Travel and you go to Africa destinations, you can see, I'm just going to hover over it. These are the different countries in West Africa that they have tours for. Obviously, this is the one that I was interested in. But you can even see here Central Africa, East Africa, Indian Ocean. Anybody want to go to the Maldives? South Africa, North Africa, and then some other things here. So I did some research about this company because I had traveled with EF before and I was used to the pay one price. They handle everything. When I read the way Palace Travel handles their tours, it was very similar. So I decided to go with that. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to Africa destinations. Well, I'll just, yeah, Africa and then Ghana. That's the country that I'm from. But you can choose any of them. Now, the specific tour that I went on is no longer here, but I'm just going to scroll so you all can see an example of the types of tours that are available. All right. So, again, the tour that I did was back in 2019. But if you're interested in safari, because there's wildlife, that's not for Maggie, but you can do that tour. This is a good one. I think I want to do this with the boys one day. Intro to Ghana. So just a quick tour if you're new to the area. And you can choose if you want to do just the tour or if you want to add on airfare. I added on airfare because I was coming from the US and I wanted them to handle everything. And they did a great job, even sending me the form for my visa. I mean, literally, it was super easy. But let's say I was going to Ghana and I was spending the summer there. That's what my mom and dad used to do. And you just want to have like a little tour, but you don't need flight accommodations. You can do that as well. All right. So these prices, I believe, are just for the tour starting at. So you all can see here. Then here's another one, the Ghana Safari Adventure 5-day tour if you want to do that. Introducing Ghana, 6-day tours if you have more time. Ghana Beach History and Nature Tour. I think I want to take Marcus to that one. That would be a good one for him. Ghana Historical Tour. I think this is the one that we did. I'll click on one of them so you all can see. Ghana 8-day special. Egypt and Ghana. That sounds good. You can do your East and West Africa. Ghana and Ivory Coast. Cote d'Ivoire is Ivory Coast. That's the neighboring country in West Africa. Panafest celebration. So that one's coming up very soon. In case anybody's interested in that, Pan-African celebration. Afrofuture, Discover Senegal. So you all can see here as low as 3 days and up to, yeah, 12, 14. Wow, up to 26. Okay, for the low price of 20 grand. But I'm going to click on the one that's a 7-day tour since I was gone for 9 days. Your first and last day are always travel days. So let's just click into this so you all can see kind of what you get. Ghana Historical Tour. I'm going to click on more information. Did it open up in another tab? Yeah, it did. Here we go. Let me move over so you can see. All right, Ghana Historical Tour. So you can see the country is Ghana, and the three different sections. This is very similar to the one I went on. You're going to visit Accra, which is the capital city. That's where we flew into. You're going to visit Cape Coast. That's obviously on the coast, and that's where the slave dungeons are. And then you're going to visit Kumasi, which is more in northern Ghana, where the kente cloth comes from. So I did all of that, and you all will see. So, okay, it's not too much. I'm just going to read here. So for the Ghana historical tour, we toured Independence Square, Nkrumah, that was the first president, his memorial, the National Theater, museum, historical castles, Ashanti Museum, that was beautiful, and cultural sites, Kumasi Fort, University of Ghana, archaeology, I don't remember that, and more. In-depth historical tour of Ghana. So very exciting for those of you all who don't know, Ghana was, like a lot of places, even the US, a British colony. So for a long time, Britain was the ruler of Ghana until Ghana got its independence. Wait, my dad's gonna kill me. I think it's 1957. Ugh, I hope I didn't mess that one up. But Ghana was actually the first African country to gain independence from colonization. So having the first president and their own rule is a big, big deal. And I believe it's May 6th, 1957. So that's the history. Before that, it was the Gold Coast and just still incredibly beautiful. All right, so let's continue on with the detour, the detail. So let's see what you get for your trip. So meeting and assistance upon arrival and departure, like I said, we have a tour guide that stays with us the whole time. Ah, this is nice. Includes round trip, airport, and hotel transfers. So that's good because that means at that price, they take care of your flight. You just show up at the airport with your passport and your bags, and they've handled everything. Then moving around while on tour, we traveled everywhere on coach bus, and you all will see. So it's not like you have to catch an Uber or a taxi. Literally, they take care of you from day one to day 9. All right, let's continue. Hotel accommodations in the listed properties. So yes, you all will see my hotels. Transportation in a private vehicle. So we had our own bus. We had a tour guide to talk us through and walk us through everything and ask questions. Admission to listed sites, and that just means if we went to any museums or anything like that, this price included, thank you all for the hearts, this price included admission. So you didn't have to buy tickets, wait in line, anything like that. All right. And then anything else? And then meals. So most everyday breakfast and dinner was included. You usually have free time in the middle of the day if you want to do your own thing for lunch, try something new. And then you can see here, I won't read it all, but you can see the itinerary from day 1 to everything. So it shows you what meals are included. It even lets you know the hotels that are included, and you can look them up yourself. So it shows you every day what you're going to be doing. And I like this because I don't have to plan anything. All right. From arrival. Ah, hello, good. So good to see you. Okay. Those of y'all on Instagram, if you want to see the screen share, you can come to Maggie at substituteteacher.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter. Okay. So this is the itinerary that I saw, and I said, what am I doing? Oh, this is the itinerary that I saw, and I was like, this is perfect. They've got all the touristy stuff that I want to do already planned for me. All I have to do is show up, say no more. But the trip that I went on included tickets to Afrochella, which was the big concert. So you all will see my pictures from that. I don't think we went to the archaeological museum because we had the concert. But again, that was to commemorate the year of return 2019. Ah, Christina says, I always wanted to go to South Africa. You heard the beaches are beautiful. South Africa is incredible. I left part of my heart there. I leave my heart everywhere. If you want to see this same recap for South Africa, let me know because I have the same adventure. And safari, there's nothing like seeing nature in its own habitat. And y'all know I'm not here for these animals, but seeing a family of elephants come out of the bush and just walk right in front of you, life changing. So, yes, if you want me to do one of these for South Africa, just let me know. Okay, so you all get a sense of the tour. You know a little bit about the reason why I wanted to go. You saw my post and my little recap. So now I'm going to take you all into my pictures and try to remember the time. Do you remember? Okay, sorry, I just had to get that out. Now, one thing that I will say, in 2019, Maggie had not started her health and wellness journey yet. So I was plumper than I am now. And when I look back at these pictures, I was like, oh, mama. But, you know, I do love to share, and I don't mind sharing my journey with you all. So it's going to encourage me to keep going and get the rest of this weight off. Ah, Christina says, show me some time. Okay. All right, so now we're going to move over to the pictures and videos. Hopefully this is making sense. Hopefully you all, hello Christopher Lane. Hopefully you all are, hopefully this is making sense, at least so far. I traveled from December 26th, right after Christmas, to like January 2nd, and I planned it in the summertime. So it was kind of a little bit of a birthday gift to myself. You all know, or if you don't know, I have a November birthday. So I'm one of those that kind of gets, you know, in the holidays, it's like, oh yeah, we'll celebrate you and everything else. So I do like to do something nice around the holidays just for me because, you know, we do for everybody else all the time. Okay, so let me move over to my photos. Where are they? Oh, I need to go back to my Google Doc and show you all my pictures and video. Oh, I was going to show y'all the movie. All right, let me do that. Let me show y'all the movie. And I'm actually going to go get a glass and get my beverage. Okay, let's see. Sorry, it opens in different tabs and I have to reshare. So I'll show you all the summary video and then we'll take a deep dive. All right, so going back to the Google Doc. All right. Now, if I click on this, all right, another file. All right, so this is just a Google movie that I'm going to play, and it's a summary of the pictures and videos. So this is just kind of like beginning to end, but then we'll do a deeper dive. And I am going to step away and come right back. So if it finishes up and I'm not here, just hang tight. All right. Let me see how to do this. All right. Let me make sure you all have sound.
A lot of activities. The Christmas time has a lot of activities. In a way, actually, it's fine. It's more than one. We realize that. You can choose it, but to eat them. This one, that behind you, and this one.
Okay, I think you all were able to see. So now we're going to go into the actual pictures and video, and I'm going to show you all. Um, we'll see if we can take a trip down memory lane. Christina says it looks fun and beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad y'all were able to see. So I have my glass and I'll get my beverage in just a second. Okay, so now that's a little summary video. Let me go back to my Google Docs and I'm going to go to the photos and video and see how much of this I can show you all. All right, try to be organized with everything. So let's see, where are we? Trip to Ghana? No, not that one. Yes, that one. Okay. Okay. So one of the things that I love about Google Photos, y'all, this is completely a sidebar, but I love how Google Photos, if you have location turned on, if you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. But I love how it will notice that you're in a different area. And then when you come back to your area, it will kind of auto create a photo album or a book or something for you and kind of say, hey, here are your memories from Germany. I think it's cool, could be kind of creepy, but it put together something like that automatically for me for Ghana. So I'm going to walk you all through it. And of course, you can edit it if you don't like it, but you can make it into a book or a movie or whatever. All right, so this is my trip to Ghana, and it was from December 26th of 2019 to January 4th. Okay, so this is Maggie, probably in an Uber on the way to the airport. Here's the airport. All right, so Atlanta to Washington. One little thing here. So this tour that I booked um, started and ended in Washington, D.C. So wherever you were in the country, you needed to arrive at Washington, D.C. That is where their flight started from, and that's where you returned back to. So obviously, I don't live in D.C. Y'all know I'm in the Atlanta area, so I had to book like a separate flight, Atlanta to D.C., and then the tour started. We all met in D.C. All right. And that goes for everybody. People were flying in from different locations. I just wanted to share that. Usually with these group travel, they have a main airport, and it's your job just to get to that airport. Okay, so I'm flying to Washington, D.C. Let's see what else is going on here. I'm just going to scroll through. There's my bags, overpacked, Christmas time. All right. I'm just going to zoom in on anything that looks of interest. Ooh, nice little airport meal. Y'all know I'm here for the snacks. And all this comes from Google Photos, so it knows I went from Atlanta to DC, and then my next flight was from Dulles to Accra. So Accra is the capital city of Ghana. So it was a flight for me from Atlanta to DC, and then DC to Accra. All right, let us continue. All right, so I arrived in Accra. Now this is what y'all want to see. So I'm arriving in Accra. I'm just going to click through here. Since it was right after Christmas time, they're still decorated. I'm coming off the plane. Beautiful decorations. They have dancers welcoming us. So just to explain, all right, let me make sure. Okay, if you've never traveled to Caribbean, African, any other warm weather airports, it's very common that when the plane lands, you're literally walking off of the plane onto the tarmac. Having a jet bridge is probably more for colder climates. So we were literally landing, and they have dancers welcoming us. And so I've arrived, I've gotten my bags, and I'm looking for, just like they had the person with the sign for the tour group, and then you are looking for your group. And they had basically like recurring shuttle buses to take us to the hotel. And so they just had us kind of sit down until they had enough people to make like a trip. And then they would take us to our hotel so we could refresh ourselves. All right, so I'll keep this down off until there's something else. All right, so you all can see dancing and everything. All right, so this is the bus. I can't remember what brand it was, but you all can see big coach bus. So this is basically our, I won't say home away from home, but that's how we traveled everywhere. So we got to the hotel, we got our rooms, got checked in, and then um, the next morning, literally breakfast is always available at the hotel, and then they say, bus will be here. We need to be on the bus by 8:30 or whatever the plan is for that day, and that's how we would move around. All right, so very comfortable. All right, here's Maggie on the bus. I don't know where we're going first, but you can see I'm sitting up front taking pictures, and you can see here there's a lady selling. Is that bottled water? So yes, very common. Um, Street vendors or whatever you need, they have it there. Hello, Snuggles is coming through. Been a while since we've seen you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so let us continue. All right, so I think this is just a video of us driving through. I can't remember what. If there's something in specific y'all want to see, I'm just going to click through these. Okay, we've arrived at our first hotel. So I can't remember what time our flight was, but anytime you travel international, you're tired, right? When you arrive, you want to sit down, get refreshed, put your, bags down, and get to your room. So we arrived at the hotel, and this is us getting ourselves sorted together. So they brought us welcome juices, and of course, everything was fresh squeezed. I don't even know if it was orange or whatever it was, but it was delightful. So we're given our room key. So this is my first hotel. So you all can see very nice, good accommodations, just like I did for Greece. I'm traveling with a group, but I booked as a single. So we travel together, but then at the end of the night, I have my own private room. And you can do that if you want to travel by yourself, or if you want to travel with your significant other or girlfriend or whatever, you can have a room for two or for families. But that was my first hotel. I've forgotten the name of it, but you can see. All right, so I decided, you know what? I want to go get a little something to eat. Let's see what's going on here. Best Western Beach Resort, Best Western Club in Accra. Oh, it's nice, relaxing. I'm going to sit out here on the patio and just unwind after the long flight. Nice shower, and I'll go get some lunch in a little bit. And there's a huge lizard that's creepy. Y'all know Maggie's not here for the lizards, but you can see this first hotel, Accra, is on the coast. So I was very close to the water, walking distance from the water. You saw they had this beautiful restaurant area here. So I'm kind of doing this little first video from my room, but you can see they have outdoor seating. And I don't know what time I arrived, but let's say I arrived at like 1 p.m. We had a welcome meeting at 6 p.m. So I had a few hours to just refresh myself, shower, and get a little bite to eat. Or you could sleep. It's up to you. All right. So again, decorated beautifully for the holidays. There's Maggie. There's a view of the beach, um, the bar. All right, just taking pictures. All right, so this is breakfast the next morning. Maybe is it breakfast? I believe so. So just showing you all the breakfast spread, banana bread, oatmeal, all that good stuff. Ah, okay. So we're having our meeting. So I believe this is Richard, our tour director. So people are, thank you, Christina. Christina says it's beautiful. So again, people are arriving at different times. Um, so once everybody was kind of in their rooms and settled, then we had like a meeting, just getting to know each other. I think they might have given us wine or champagne or something, getting to know our director, understanding the, protocol or whatever for the week, kind of how we're going to operate together. So that's what's happening. um, That's what's happening in this meeting. So he's explaining. Let's see what he's saying.
You still have to knock, and this is the way we knock. We say ago. If there's no response, that means you don't have the attention. You can enter the house. Do you understand that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we'll be using on the bus. I'll be your guide from today till you leave. Yes. And then I'll continue with some people to Aqua Safari between Greater Accra and Volta region. So some people will be having an extended stay. So I'll continue with those people. Well, I'm only doing this buying time, but I'll invite more people to join us. I don't know why they are
All right, so you all can see we're basically having the welcome meeting. This is very common for the group tours. They kind of tell you a little bit of the local language, some simple greetings, hello, good morning, thank you, all of that, and just kind of what to expect on the trip. All right, so Richard is getting us acclimated, and then we're on the bus. I'm just going to click through. I think the first thing we went to is oh gosh, which museum was it? And yes, I bought a fan. I'm just clicking through. I want to get to something that you all would like to see. Another museum. And then wherever we go, whenever we get off the bus, we have a tour guide to kind of explain.
Polo grounds and meant for only British. Natives or locals were not allowed to come here. So eventually, Dr. Nkrumah chose the same grounds symbolically to make his independence speech in a way to actually spite the British. So that's the importance of this ground to history. On the back, we went to the museum. We'll go there again. And then visit the mausoleum where he's been finally laid to rest. And there's also his statue and other ones.
All right, so he's talking about President Nkrumah, who is the very first president of Ghana. So they have a museum in his honor. And there was another museum before that. I've forgotten what it was, but you all can kind of see different stops throughout the day that were made, and just scrolling through some pictures. So this is the Kwame Nkrumah Museum, and then on the buses, you can see us going through the shops and different areas on our way. I can't remember where this is, but this is another place that we stopped. Same kind of thing. We have, a guide to kind of talk to us about what we're seeing. Oh, I think these kids were they jamming? I think it was something that just happened. I don't know what they were celebrating. All right. Hello, everyone. And then I remember this place. This is underground, some tunnels. Yeah. So they had like some, I can't remember what they were. And then we saw this incredible young man, boxer, kid boxer. So we saw him working out. And we'll keep going. Let's see if I can get to a stopping point. We're getting ready for Afrochella. All right, so this is the Afrochella concert. Let me come over here. All right, just checking on y'all. So this is the Afrochella concert we're getting ready to go into. Of course, they have KFC, so I had to take a picture of that for you all. think I just got a video of the traffic, taking some pictures. All right, so here's the concert.
The building tonight. So, like I said earlier,
Oh, you all already know they're going to be turning up. Who knows what's happening here? All right. So we had VIP access to Afrochella. It was a great concert, you all. Hello, Carnivore. Anybody on IG, if you want to see the screen share, you can come to YouTube, Maggie, the substitute teacher. All right, so the tour included tickets and VIP tickets to Afrochella. Look, it was an outdoor festival. Even though it was December, Ghana is a tropical country, so they only have like a rainy season and a dry season. They don't have four seasons. So I'm old, and being out there with those kids turning up, it was enough for me. I'm not the outdoor festival kind of girl, but it was a great experience and a wonderful celebration. All right, so we're making our way back. Everybody's exiting the concert. It was crazy traffic. Now we're back at the hotel. Now we're talking. Maggie's happy. All right, so the next day, I can't remember where we went, but I'm just showing you all through. I think we're going to the northern region. Yes. So one of the days on our trip, we went to see the chief of the Ashanti, which is a tribe, huge tribe, as I'm actually part of Asante tribe. And so we went to a different region in the bus to basically go pay our respects. And it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Christina says it looks fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun. I absolutely loved it. Loved it. All right, so let's see what pictures I got for you all. So everybody's in traditional dress except for those of us tourists, right? But oh, I thought I got more than that. Okay, yes. So you can see here traditional kente cloth, and this is the kente cloth. You can see you've seen Nana wear different pieces of it. The fabric, very similar to like how our Irish brothers and sisters have the different kilts or the different crests or whatever, they all mean something. The patterns mean something. So beautiful. Erica, thank you for the Ghana flags. All right, so yes, everybody's coming out. So underneath the umbrellas at the very long line is the chief. So we got in line. I think, oops, where is he? Let me see if I can zoom in. Yes, underneath on top of the lion head and all of this gold, yeah, is the chief. So you just come to like bow and show your respects. And so you could tell who the tourists are. Then there was dancing, of course. There's always dancing, and the drums. Let me see if I can show y'all some. So he was jamming. So you all can see the different men get in their kente and different dances. I'll show you all a little bit of everything. So I'm just taking it all in. And the drum in Ghana and a lot of other countries, not only is it a musical instrument, but it's also a way of communicating, especially over long distances. And you all know the drum still has that significance to this day. And so um, it's it announces things, it warns of things. It's just beautiful. So I got to see a lot of that as well. I did work for, y'all know I'm a former executive for the Coca-Cola company. So anywhere I go, I try to taste their local Coke, just like I did in Greece. I don't know what this is. This was just me and my phone. Okay, so we're back on the bus. All right, so this one right
I don't
here.
take people in because
No.
people do collapse. Yeah, they call a pass.
Oh my goodness.
Are the spots reserved or is first come first served? No, it's you buy it from the authorities.
Oh. So while you all are looking at this, what we're looking at here, um, thank you, Christine. I didn't see anything come through, but he made a comment. So we're on the bus and we're driving by, and this is like the biggest outdoor mall flea market that you've ever seen. Basically, where the different vendors come and set up their shops and sell, their wares. And so we're driving by, and he's saying, "Yeah, I don't take people inside there because it's just too much." Maybe you like that type of thing. You like negotiating. You like the crowds. You like that type of experience. That's not my favorite, so I was fine to see it from afar. But basically, that's what we're driving past here. All right, so we're on the way. We've made it to hotel number 2, so we're up in the northern part of Ghana. So they're getting our bags off of the bus, and we're getting ready to go to our next hotel room. The hotel had a beautiful dinner spread. The food was excellent. The hotels were excellent. It was a great escape after a long day of sightseeing. Y'all know I'm here for the snacks, and so I think I got a took a spin around the buffet. But you can see any kind of salad and bread that you want. The fruits, and those of y'all who have eaten fruit, excuse me, Caribbean or other places, it's fresh and naturally sweet. Hello, everyone coming in. So I just made my way around. And again, this is in December, so you can see they got their gingerbread houses, but you can see watermelon, pineapple, papaya, orange, everything is there. All right, so this is the room, the view from my hotel room, the second hotel we were in. So there's a nice pool outside. I didn't go into the pool, but that's the view from the room. Met my cousin Godwin there. I think this was breakfast. The next morning, I had an omelet, coconut water, coconut milk fresh from the coconut. Just stick a straw in there. So that was lovely. Oh my goodness. So, yes, they had the donut tree. They had all the croissants that you could imagine wrapped around the same place that had the dinner spread. Then go pick up a coconut, get a straw, put it in there, and just enjoy to your heart's delight. So, this is breakfast, and we're back on the bus and headed to the next location. We're going to the kente cloth making part of Ghana. So kente actually originates from Ghana, and we went to like I wouldn't call it a factory, but a place where they actually weave it by hand. There, we got to see, and of course, buy our own. So we are on our way to look at all the different. You can see the different patterns of kente. He walked us through the way to spot uh, fake and the different types of kente. Let's see what he's talking about.
This is not a design. So it is a combination of the two. Here was done by hand, here was done by a shuttle. So it is a combination of the two. Single and then the double weave. And then the next stage is the double weave pattern. When it's a double weave pattern, it means all the place contains a design. So this is a design, this is a design, there is a design all over the place. So this is a double weave pattern. And then the last but not the least is the triple weave. The triple weave is the most intricate one that we have here. And this one was mainly done by hand. We use our hand to make all these designs. So this takes much time than any of the weave. The triple weave takes much time than any of the weave due to how it was done. And every kente club was made or done in geometrical form like this. After that, we put them together to make it a full piece. So all the kente clubs you see here.
All right, so you all can see here he gave us a really nice lesson. Christina's saying yum for the food. I know the food was great. So you can see he's informing us about the different types of kente cloth, single weave, double weave, and triple weave. And honestly, I didn't know. I just thought it was all kente cloth, but even watching this back, it's a great way to learn, different things that you may look at first glance and say, "Oh, what's that?" All right, let us continue. So we're learning about the kente cloth, and then also you can see they're weaving in the background. You can see the original equipment. They're making it by hand, and they gave us all an opportunity to try and make the fabric. You can see he uses his hands and his feet.
I think so. Manchafalis? Okay. I God, yeah.
So notice he's
Oh
weaving.
wow, yeah. My dad has one like this. I want to see how it's made. Yeah, I have the cloth. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't. Uh-huh.
All right, that is just so beautiful. Yes, good night, Christina. This is just so beautiful to me, you all. Especially when it comes to kente cloth. When you see the original, and I'm a little bit spoiled because I've just grown up, having the original. I have so many kente. Every time Mom goes home, she brings me back something. And, prints are fine, they serve their purpose, but you really get to see the difference between something that's made. You can feel the texture of something that's woven. It's heavier, it's more intricate, it's more detailed, as opposed to something that's like a print, right? That's just kind of like sprayed on or whatever they do. So it's really nice to see how it's actually made. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, you're welcome, Christina. I'll see you tomorrow for dinner. All right. So they're making bracelets. You can get names made, hair clips. Then we went to not tie dye. We went to another location where we got to. What did we do here?
Here they call it in Tonso. In Tonso, that's the town name or the village name. And Tonso, we only prepare the traditional dye. They are making a jinkra cloth. When
Ah,
somebody say a jinkra means farewell or goodbye. Without the printing, either you call it double weaving or single weaving. But when you put the symbols on it, it's a jinkra cloth. That is the tradition. When you go to Kumasi, you can see a lot of people are wearing it with the symbols. They say something to you, or they say something to your family, or say something to somebody. Like here, right? Yes, like here. That's how it's called.
all right. So you all can see the shirt that he's wearing. If you've seen kente cloth or any Ghanaian cloth, it usually has different symbols on it. In my home, I have the Adinkra symbols, and they mean different things. And so that was a place where we went where we could make our own stole with the Adinkra on them. So that was beautiful. All right, so he's showing us the process of how it works and how we're going to make it. And I think they're pounding. Is it the dye? I can't remember. What are they pounding?
See?
Oh, yes. All natural dyes. Yeah, of course, they let us get in there and try to do it. Y'all know I'm not strong. But you can see here we get the different dyes and then the stamps. And of course, everything ends in the gift shop. So you can see we make our own. You can see it's being pressed here. And they have different designs in the back. So we got to do a lot of hands-on activities, learn the history of it. You can see right here, year of return. So he's already wearing the year of the return. So we had our fabric, and we're able to put our own Adinkra symbols on it. All right, let's see. As they drive, was there anything else? Ah, like I said, I met several new friends on the tour. Y'all know I'm a proud graduate of Spelman College, and I actually had four other Spelman sisters on this tour. We met, I didn't know them, so we took a picture together. So it was wonderful. All right, so more snacks, group dinner at a restaurant, everything, and I tried it all. Rice, yam, pasta, everything. Got a mango smoothie or something, fruit for dessert. Then back on the bus, turning up, have some snacks. The next morning, the hotel room view. Did a little bit of souvenir shopping. Breakfast. They have the shoppers right outside the Golden Tulip Hotel, and then we are back on the bus. So I'm just going to scroll through it. Okay, now we're moving towards the door of no return um, for the slave castles and the experience. So this one was, very moving. But just in case anybody doesn't know, um, the slave trade culminated with slaves exiting through a door where the ship was on the other side, and having no idea what they were going towards. It was basically like a one-way exit door, and so that's why it was called the door of no return. And consequently, the 2019 celebration was called the Year of Return because it was welcoming everybody back who had gone through that door, and now you're welcome back. I agree, Christopher, that is. All right, so let's see here. All right, so another tour guide is explaining to us more about what we're about to see.
Hi,
Hello.
and I'm going to be your side guide here in Aseng Manso, Slave Market in the Riverside, where our forefathers had their last bath and their first ever branding before they were moved out of this continent.
All right, so he's explaining to us another group is coming, but he's showing us the river where the slaves had their last bath and first branding. So he's showing us the area of the slave market where people were basically bought and sold. Um, and then underneath out underneath this what's it called? Little overhang is the river, and this is the river that goes all the way to the coast. And it was very eerie, and we all went down and paid our respects, and just imagining what that must have been like to be chained together, not knowing what was getting ready to happen to you. So the tour group and I, we all walked down and took some time to touch the water and pay our respects. All right, so back on the bus, going to hotel number 3, back to the beach. So this is my third hotel, as you all can see. I know, Christopher, it's a lot, isn't it? It's very heavy. Like I said, it's life changing, so powerful and emotional. Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So hotel number 3, I did collect some Ghanaian money. Um, Another full plate, another dinner buffet. Somebody was hacking away at that cake. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, is this New Year's? I think this was New Year's Eve. So we spent it on the beach. There was a beautiful fire, and we did fireworks. We counted down um, to midnight and enjoyed ourselves.
Happy New Year! Love y'all. From Ghana.
All right, so Maggie's having a good time. Thank you for the compliment casually. I appreciate that. Today was shampoo day. I needed it coming back from all things Greece, right? But it was so beautiful, you all. I've never celebrated New Year's on the beach. It was just nice to have the fireworks. It was nice to have the champagne, to just hug people, and just, especially after such a heavy day, it was nice to celebrate. Ah, Christopher says you love the artwork. Yes, absolutely. It was everywhere. It was everywhere. So happy New Year. We rolled into 2020 on the beach having no idea what we were coming home to. We were just dancing the night away, having a good time in Ghana. All right, so you all can see we're dancing, loving life. There's Maggie. Happy New Year. Just happy, so happy to be there. So happy to see it for myself. Just feeling incredible pride and just, you know, knowing these are my people. Everywhere I went, I saw someone that looked like my brother, someone that looked like my auntie, saw people that looked like me. It was incredible. You can't even explain it. All right, so happy New Year from the beach. So you all get to see that celebration. That was lovely. See if there's anything else. Okay, we're just turning up, having a good time. All right, so the next morning, beautiful morning, wake up on the beach, took a panoramic shot, back on the bus. So you all are seeing the Christopher says, what was the art behind you? Okay, let me go back and take a look. I'm not sure. Oh, yes. Okay. So back here, there was so much. It's not a sculpture and it's not like flat art. It was like, I guess, like a carving, like raised art, but just like a lot of other cultures, just storytelling through pictures. And it could have been dancing. Let's see what they doing. Oh, it's got that good eye. I think someone is he playing the drum? Yeah, there's a drum right here. So they're dancing and celebrating. So that was some art on the wall. Good eye. Wow. Yeah, it's everywhere. You can see it's all over this hotel. I'm looking for art. We're having a good time, turning up and dancing. Yeah, there was art everywhere. All right. So next day, all right, we went to a church service on the beach. So now we have come to the slave castle. So again, oh, Christopher says amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. So again, in 2019, it was a year of return, celebrating 400 years or commemorating 400 years since the first slave ships left for the unknown world. And so, the Europeans that participated in the slave trade had made castles on the coast, and we learned so much there. Churches on the top, dungeons in the bottom, where the slaves would basically, once they were captured, they would wait or have to wait until there was enough to fill a ship. And so it was incredibly hard to hear the stories and see it for yourself, but it was so important and makes you incredibly proud of how resilient um, our people are. So I think this is one of the Dutch castles. Um, so you can see here it says male slave dungeon. So they had a keeping room for the men and for the women. They had a plaque on the wall. Y'all know I don't do anything political, but you could see here President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama. This was just commemorating their visit. There have been several presidents that have come to Ghana. Ghana has a great relationship with the U.S. Obviously, the first African country to get independent from the British, so there's that connection. And just so many things. So let's see what else I took pictures of for y'all. So there's the male slave dungeon. We'll see if we can listen to this speaking. It was kind of hard to hear.
The dungeon, a lot to see, a lot to be told. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Remember, male dungeon here, above the dungeon was a church. Church services. Enslaved Africans underneath. Our brother Barack Obama said, "What? Did I hear you right?" Yes. Church services. 10 years ago, they unveiled this plaque to the family. And you know what? This church to Anglican Church, a Methodist Church of Ghana, started in very castle. And this is why they are here. Every third day of the year, the Methodist Church of Ghana congregates here to commemorate the founding father. Roman Catholic Church, Elimina Dungeon. Presby Church, the dungeon in Accra. So Christianity in Ghana, where did they start? The castles. Those who introduced us the Bible were more or less the same people trading in human beings as enslaved Africans. We're going straight to the dungeon.
All right, so hopefully you all were able to hear him see. Oh, Swope said it is here. Oh, thank you so much for being here. He says yes. Post all of my trips. Okay, y'all enjoy this. I'm never sure what you all like, but okay, happy to turn this down a little bit. Oh, now it's dark on Instagram. Anyway, um, thank you. I'll definitely continue to share with you all. But what he was explaining to us there, you saw that you know, these slave castles had, you know, housing quarters for the Europeans. They also had a church there, and then underneath the church, while they were worshiping, was the dungeons for men and women. So it's hmm, I don't even know how you wrap your mind around, you know, being in a space to be able to worship and then do that at the same time. Hello, Alejandra. But it's just, it's a part of history and it is so important to see. Oh, Christopher, you love this stream. Thank you so much. All right, let us continue. You all just blow my mind. I never know what you all are going to be interested in. All right, so we walk down into the dungeon. I don't know if you all can see here. Okay, so you see this picture here. You notice how it's actually going down. So it's not just straight. You can see it's kind of slanted. So you're going down underneath the ground where the Africans were um, held until they exited through the door of no return. All right, so this right here was very powerful and actually very disturbing as well. What does Swope say? What did it say? I'm 6'7". It was sad to see the small places our ancestors were packed in. It was very hard for me to get in and out of some of the dungeons. Yeah, absolutely. It was not there for comfort. It was just to pack people in as much as possible. It was just tragic beyond words, but so important to remember. So what I'm looking at here is, again, because they had the slaves in the dungeons for weeks and sometimes months, you know, with the little light in the top, um, sickness, crying, yeah, there were scratches on the wall. Y'all, it was just, it was something you can't unsee. But what this was a little tunnel that was dug for the excrement. because people were in this small space packed in, and it was like a little tunnel that flew, that tunnel that went out to sea, so that as people unfortunately relieved themselves on themselves, it wouldn't add to the already probably unbearable stench. So that was a little trail for urine and whatnot. I know, exactly. But this is all there to this day, and that's why I said it's so good to see it for yourself. So this is in the dungeon, and you can see here, it goes all the way down, and this is slanted all the way down to the water. In every dungeon, this like little trail that was dug out so that it could drain. In the corner, as part of the tour, people would come and bring flowers and different, how do you say, mementos to kind of honor the dead or those who suffered. So there were all of these flowers and whatnot in the corner. And then we came out, and then because this was a fort and a slave castle, they still had some cannons and other, military type of stuff there. So I can't remember what he's showing us here. Maybe this was one of the original doors. I forget the story. Right now, the coast is were fishing boats. Before it used to be slave ships, but this is where people come to fish now. So we're seeing the nets. This is all the scrapings on the wall from people who were, pleading for their lives in the dark and taken and away from their families and separated. So these are the chain scrapings on the wall. And then is this the door? This might have been the door of no return. But basically the ships would pull up as close to, the edge as they could, and the slaves that were in those dungeons would be let out. And of course they were chained together, and that's why it was called the door of no return. So you can see here the castle still remains from, I don't know, 1600s or whatnot. Now it's a museum, but you can see how close it is to the coast here, where people were transported onto the ships. We just walked around. Of course, there's the gift shop and whatnot. I don't think I was trying to see if I could show you all. Um, I don't think it's here. But there was a picture where the little trail went all the way down to the water. I guess I didn't get it here. Oh, so of course the gift shop. Are we back at the hotel? I can't remember. Yeah, we're back to eating, and then on to the next day. But you all get a sense of the heaviness. Some of it was joyous. Some of it was very serious. I think this next day was a naming ceremony. There's a little funny story here, but you all always see me wearing, usually something Ghanaian, but it is common in Ghana that everybody has a name, male or female, for their day of the week. So I'm Ama. My parents sometimes call me Ama. I don't know if y'all can see that. AMA. That means born on Saturday. So of course you have your given name. Margaret is my, I guess, English or Christian name. But I'm Ama Oheniwa, which means princess. There was a chief on my dad's side, so I am a princess. But and then Apia is my maiden name. That's my dad's name. So Maggie is my nickname, but yeah, Margaret Ama Oheniwa Apia. So that is the name that I was given, and so for this tour, since a lot of the people were African Americans, they had a naming ceremony to give them their day of the week name. I've always grown up as Ama, but this was, I believe, on the way to that ceremony. What does Christopher say? Have you explained this and have you explained this and showing this gives me great gratitude for life even more? Absolutely. This trip was life changing, you all. It was very, very near and dear to me, very personal. Even going back and, looking at it now, I just remember it. But yeah, I'm so grateful. So grateful for everything. So, so grateful. All right, so I believe we're coming to the ceremony. So yes, they had a chief basically adopt everybody into the tribe. They're welcoming us in, and we got the significance of our names. And it's funny. I wanted to participate, but they wouldn't let me participate. They said, "Oh, but you already have a name." So I kind of got to watch, but it was wonderful. All right, so there's the chief of the village welcoming people with their names. We all walked up, or they walked up, and were basically given their Ghanaian name. Trying to remember the ceremony. Oh, pouring libations for the ancestors, all of that. All of this part of the ceremony. Listening, meeting the kids, sweet little girl. And we're dancing, celebrating. Is this the one? We all got a white scarf to tie around our hands to celebrate and dance and just be part of the family. Sorry, y'all, these are a little bit out of order. I don't know why, but this is back to the slave castles. I should have reordered these, but since it was dark in there, we all had a candle and basically had a moment of silence to remember the ancestors. So that's what this solemn moment was. And then we placed our candles. Placed flowers. So we, said a prayer if we wanted to, and okay. And then there was like a local tribal priest. Um, some more souvenirs, and then back to the hotel. Music and dancing everywhere. This was a kids dance troupe welcoming us. So I could sit there and watch them all night. It was so good. Just, just taking it all in. You notice they're dancing with sticks. So just like the drum, the dances there all tell a story. Um, you know, usually something about life or whatever was going on, or is something that each tribe is unique to them. So it's beautiful, beautiful to see. Uh-oh. More dancing. Yeah, we were there just enjoying them put on a performance for us and just enjoy. All right, so I think this is what hotel number 3 or 4, also on the beach or by the water. Beautiful. The waves are crashing, just peaceful. Fishing boats. Sorry, guys, this is out of order, but okay, some more like either Portuguese or Spanish castles. I can't remember. more coconuts. Ah, now we went to the nature reserve. We trekked up this hill. Oh my goodness, to go walk across like the I don't even know what you would call it, sky bridge or whatever. They had these little planks where you could walk into the rainforest. Yes, I did it. Did I like it? Uh-uh. But I did it. It's one of those things where it's like you're there, so might as well. What does Spoke say? The cooking classes in Ghana hit me the most, finding out our ancestors ate with their hands. Oh yeah, my mom and dad still do. In America, a lot of people act like you're a savage for eating with your hands. Oh no. Yeah, it's very common. And look, ladies, for those of you all who are interested in etiquette and elegance, it's really just about doing what's culturally appropriate and what fits the occasion. But yes, usually there's some type of starch, rice, yam, or fufu, and some type of soup or stew, and you would pinch off a piece of it and then kind of, sop it up and then eat it that way. I'm not really good at eating with my hands. I can, but that's how my parents still do it. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so I did the sky bridge. Why? Because I was there. Um, and I did take a little bit of a video. So it's kind of like a ropes course, but deep in the bush. And of course, every time people step, it's wobbly and you feel like you're going to lose it.
Me too.
We're up high, but it was this big square you can see.
Exactly. To be honest.
You leave.
Yeah.
It'd be different
I'll
if they
leave.
did a whole bunch of.
All right, so just walking, seeing the beauty. This is honey, I believe natural honey. Fresh cocoa pods, chocolate pods. That's what it looks like before they do anything to it. Very sweet. You survived. So I'm taking a picture. There's Maggie. You survived. Hand over your badge here. Goodbye. That's funny to me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me just check on y'all. Okay. So you survived. All right, the sun is setting at our hotel. I think this is our farewell dinner. So we had everything you could think of, got our certificates. Oh, there I am. Name Ama Oheniwa Apia. So we got certificates from our family. I kind of fussed, and so they made one for me. But me and this other brother were the only two like Ghanaians on the trip, meaning we had Ghanaian parents, so it was really like we already knew our Ghanaian names, but everybody else got a certificate who participated, so that was nice. All right, so let's see. Ah, yes, then took a nice little bath, and I think that's it. Breakfast the next morning. You all can see same thing. Breakfast spread, lots of fruits, lots of everything. Beautiful sunset. Bring your luggage down. They put it on the bus, and I think that's it. We'll go ahead and stop there. Yep, there's a tour bus. Lots of shopping and everything. So, oh, I could go on and on, but hopefully this is helpful for you all. I'm just going to scroll through the rest of the pictures. Um, I'll drop the link in case anybody wants to say anything, but I got a couple people who wanted me to review my Ghana trip, so I did. I know I've been posting a lot about Greece. I just arrived from Greece, but I am, I guess like a global citizen, being an immigrant. I'm very curious about my culture, other cultures, and that's what I want to do, y'all. I want to travel the world and I want to share it all with you. So my YouTube channel now being a year and a half old, I walk you guys through it in real time. But it looks like you all want to hear about past travel. So very similar, just booked a spot on this group tour, was with a group for the entire time, and really got to see the country that I come from in a way that, you know, everybody else gets to see it. Because I know when I go with my parents, they're like, "Oh, Maggie, we're not doing that. That's for tourists." And I'm like, "But I'm kind of a tourist." All right, let me just scroll through the pictures that I have really quick and see if there's anything else. There's food. My auntie. I'm just scrolling through. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I will show y'all that. The kente. Hmm. What does Red Bunny say? Eating with hands is still alive all over Africa for select meals. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, just did lots of shopping, kente cloth, anything you can think of. Bracelet, bow ties. I bought a clock, all kinds of stuff. Yes, my auntie, she's now passed, but I did go to see her little kindergarten school. All right, back on the plane, South African Airways, and headed back. All right, so I had an amazing time. I had an African, the pizza was good. I had an incredible time, y'all. I just can't even, there are no words. Just wherever home is for you, you know that feeling when you go somewhere and you're like, yeah, this is where I'm from. These are my people. This is where I belong. So I am a proud American, but Ghanaian born, and extremely proud of my culture and my family. And very happy to have had that experience. More coconuts, lots of wood carvings. I bought all kinds of stuff. You'll already know all the markets there. So yeah. Hopefully I was sharing with y'all. Okay, so that was the Ghana trip in 2019, December 26th, and then we stayed over um, the New Year, celebrated on the beach, crisscrossed over the country from the coast to the north and back down. Saw some happy things, saw some sad things, but just all of it was important and all of it is part of the story. So yeah, tomorrow I will be back in the kitchen. I wanted to take a little day off today. I've been eating so much in Greece. I wanted to do a little bit of a fast today and show you all, um, a little bit about who I am and my trip to Ghana in 2019. So if you all are interested, we'll do another one of these in a little bit. I want to get back in the kitchen for y'all. So yeah, let's see. I won't do too much commercial. First cuts for the what's it called? The favorite chef contest is going to be on Thursday. Y'all still have me in first place, so I can't ask for anything else. I'll just keep my eye on it. Thank you all for voting. Um, thank you so much for listening and learning and just being a part of my community. Friends Turner coming in with the $10. Thank you so much. Here I am. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you so much. You are the stream sponsor. All right, everyone. I appreciate you. Um, Medasi, which is thank you in Chui. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I'll be cooking up something for you for dinner. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss Instagram. Pat says, good evening, Maggie. Thanks for sharing your Ghana trip. You're welcome. All right, y'all, class is dismissed.